What's up, everybody? This is Jason from Straight Edge Lights and Gear, and we got another video for you today, and it is on the new ROXON Mini Flex Companion. Now, guys, I've done a review on the regular Flex Companion from ROXON, but while I was at Blade Show 2025, I got to shoot a video with Neha over there. Awesome gal, man. She's super nice, and she was showing me some of the newer products that they had, and this was one of them, and I got a hold of it, and I wanted to show it to you because, guys, this thing's super cool. Very cool miniaturized version of the Flex Companion, and it's got a lot of great features built into it, and it's, you know, very useful multi-tool that's you're able to actually load out to what you need it for. But there are some key differences between the Flex Companion and the Mini, besides just the size. And so we're gonna talk about that a little bit too. If you guys haven't seen my review on the Flex Companion, definitely go check that out. I go into some details on taking it apart and everything like that, and we'll talk about that a little bit as well with the Mini, because they're pretty much identical, just one's, again, it's a Mini, right? It's smaller. But when you get a Mini Flex Companion here, guys, you got, give you a good look at the front here. So you guys see the front here, you have a little lever, a little lock lever right here, and you have your opening and kind of closing and disassembling lever. Lever? Is that the lever? Yeah, I guess it'd be a lever because you move it up and down. If you push the little lever forward, you can see here, boop, pushes your tools up, then you're able to kind of pull out whatever it is you need, lock it open. Now you got your little sheep's foot blade right here. D2 tool steel, by the way, guys, which is very nice, because a lot of times on multi-tools, a lot of companies will kind of go with like some of the cheapest stainless steel they can find and stuff like that. ROXON decided to go with D2 tool steel, which is a really good, you know, tool steel. It's not super expensive, but it's really durable, especially when it's heat treated right. It's a good blade. It's good blade material, good tool material. But it's locked into place here. And one thing I will note, that this Mini is actually set up for left-handed carry. This has a left-handed carry blade in it, guys. Okay, they do have right-handed carry blades, so you just kind of have to specify which model you want, or if you want both, you could buy left or right-handed carry blades and put them both in there at the same time. But the blade is locked open. You flip this little lever back, and now it unlocks, and you can close it like so. Now, what I want to show you guys is when it comes to taking these apart, when you push the lever all the way back, you'll hear it click, and you'll see this little bar back here open. You can open this up, or you can have it open. Let's do that. Let's say I open this up and I'm like, you know, I don't need the knife. So you lock this little bar all the way back. You'll hear it click. You'll see this little bar. Now you rock the blade back just a little bit, or whatever tool it is, and then you kind of tilt it back, and boom, it comes out like so. Now, obviously, always please be careful with a blade whenever you're replacing those, because, you know, you obviously don't want to cut yourself, right? So now that I have that out, I want to put my other tool in here. Let's say I'm going to be flying somewhere. Obviously, I can't have the blade in my ROXON multi-tool and get on the plane, right? So I take the blade out, and I'm like, you know what I could use, though? I could use this ruler / nail file. So now that I got the blade out, I will just take this. You guys can see in there, there's a little bar that these tools rest on. You see the gap. You just kind of put that right over the top of the bar into that gap, kind of push it in place. Once it's kind of right there in the straight up position, flip that little lever back. Now it's locked, and now you can push this lever back the other way, like so. Whoop. And boop, now it's closed, ready to go. So that's how easy it is to switch the tools out, guys. I mean, I can, without trying to show it in slow motion, I can show you just how quickly I can swap out this blade and this nail file just that fast. I mean, once you get the kind of the initial hang of it, it's really easy to switch tools out. You know, I don't need this seatbelt cutter that's in here. I want the nail file. If I could pick it up. If I could pick it up, it'd be a lot faster. Ah, there we go. Boom. There it is, locked in, ready to go. So now I have a nail file instead of like a seatbelt cutter, ready to go. I have a bottle opener, a pair of scissors, and a blade. So just kind of depending on what it is you want the tool to do or need it for, it's really easy and quick to switch out your tools, which makes it a great little carry system. Now, if you're carrying it in your pocket real quick, let me go over the lock ring. You see that green? That means this thing's ready to be opened and closed, no problem. You slide that up, you see red, like so. Now this thing is locked. I can move this back and forth up, as much as I want, and this thing ain't gonna open or close. It locks the system down. So that way if you're traveling, things like that, carrying around your pocket, you might be worried about it kind of opening your pocket or your mini pocket organizer or something like that. You can always have that locked, and then when you need it, just flip the lever down. Now it's unlocked, ready to go. Very simple, very easy to use. Like I said, the hardest part I think to this is getting used to rocking the tool out when you're taking one of these out. Once you get that, it's so easy to do. And there's just so many tool options available, guys. But that is one thing I do want to note. There's a couple of things I wanted to note on the biggest differences between the Flex Companion and the Mini Flex Companion. Number one, the Flex Companion tools are obviously a lot larger, okay? We can take, let's say, the ruler / file, hold them up next to each other. This one is obviously smaller, so this is not going to fit in the Mini, okay? This would probably fit in the large, and actually, let's see if that will. I'm pretty sure it will, but take the larger one out real quick, and again, I want to show you side by side. You can see it's just, oh, actually, it's almost the same size. I just proved myself wrong there, guys. So the ruler is the same size. Obviously, the blade is not. So we're going to put the ruler back in, lock that down. I think I put the mini ruler back in here, but yeah, fits in there just fine. The blade is not going to fit. And maybe something like the saw. You can see the saw here. But all might fit. So not all tools are going to be completely interchangeable. Obviously, the scissors aren't going to be interchangeable. Those are way bigger than the scissors on the Mini. Let's open these scissors up so you guys can see those. There's the scissors. There's the scissors. I mean, there's just a size difference. If you try to put these ones in here, it's just not going to fit. So definitely, whenever you're buying your extra tools, whatever they may be, you definitely want to make sure that you're getting the right tools for you make sure that you get the mini tools for the mini and the regular for the regular. Okay, just to save you any headaches or anything like that. Okay, that's just one of the things I definitely wanted to point out to you guys. Also, something that the Mini has that the regular Flex doesn't have is you actually have a pair of tweezers and a toothpick on here, kind of like a Swiss Army knife. So right up in here in the back, right here is the tweezers, and over here, this little white piece is the toothpick. So pop these out. Got a nice little pair of tweezers right here. You guys can see that. Little tiny guys. Get those little splinters out while you're out hiking and stuff. Put that back in, and then you ate lunch, you got something stuck between your teeth, you got a nice little plastic toothpick here that you can rinse off and then put back in. So that's a nice little feature. I do kind of wish that the regular Flex Companion had something like that built into it, but I think this was kind of, when they made this, they're like, hey, maybe we should add that, and they did. And I'm hoping in future generations of the regular Flex Companion, they will add the toothpick and tweezers. Something else that you definitely need to be aware of is you do have a locking screwdriver bit in the Flex Companion as well as the Mini, but they are different size bits. Obviously, you can see right here, way larger, way smaller. So I've been carrying around the Flex Companion in my Maxpedition Platy. Well, I've also been carrying around a set of extra bits here in the back. Take my screwdriver, fire starter out. I got these bits. These bits, though, if I put the Mini in here, they're not going to fit. So you're definitely going to have to find a set of bits that will fit the Mini as well, rather than, you can't utilize the same bits across. I wish they were the same across. That would be really nice, but I get it. This is obviously way wider than here, so they had to kind of, shrink that down a little bit. It's not really a big deal. It's just something to take note of, that if you're going to be, carrying the Mini around, let's say this is the only one you buy, just buy the bits that fit it, you're fine. If you're like me and you have both, you're definitely going to, if you're switching the Flex Companion from the regular to the Mini back and forth, I definitely have to make sure I remember to switch my bits out, so that way I'm always carrying the right bits, right? But they did make this a locking screwdriver as well. You have a little bar lock, just like on the Flex Companion, which is really nice, because on some multi-tools that I've seen, you open up the screwdriver, it doesn't lock. You're trying to screw, unwrench or screw something, and then it's just constantly moving on you, and it makes it awkward and kind of difficult. I like that locks in place, and it feels like a solid screwdriver. That was one of the things I really liked about the Flex, and I'm glad it carried over onto the Mini. So, just note that they are different size bits for the back. And it's kind of obvious, guys, because, bigger, smaller, they had to do that. They also have in here, something to note is when you take this out, it is magnetized down there in the bottom, so your little bits aren't just going to be falling out and flopping around. So very nicely done. Very, very cool system, guys. I really like this thing a lot. They're coming out with more and more additions. Like while I was there at the show, they don't have one for this yet, for the Mini yet, but they came out with a set of pliers for the regular Flex Companion, which is really nice. So I was able to grab these. If I can get this case open. That's one thing. I love the fact that they give you these little cases to store your tools in. But my goodness, I have such a difficult time opening them sometimes. That's just me, because I got big old mongoloid fingers, My little fingers can't get in there and pop that open like that. So very cool that, like, for the regular Flex Companion, they came out with this cool little set of pliers. It actually has a locking mechanism there on you guys can see. Kind of push this down or push it up. Boom, the pliers. They actually have a spring in here, so you have some spring-loaded little mini pliers. Push that back down. Hold it down. Slide this little thing back down, and now they're locked closed. So it's cool, because now if you need a little set of pliers, let's say you're not carrying around a pair of Clip Nix pliers, you need a little set of pliers on your Flex Companion, you have some. I'm hoping that they come out with some pliers for the little guy as well. But one thing you have to note too sometimes is with the tools, this one actually takes up 2 slots on your thing. So crack this open. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tools in here, right? If you want to put the pliers in, you got to take 2 of these out. So that is something to note. You got to kind of plan, depending on what you're utilizing the tool for, make those adjustments and, decide accordingly. But guys, the Mini is awesome, because if you're concerned about size or weight or something like that, the Mini is a really nice option to give you a good multifunctional tool, but not take up as much space. Personally, I've been carrying both around. I've been carrying the ROXON since SHOT Show, back in January, the Flex Companion, and then I picked up the Flex Companion Mini in Atlanta back, and I've been carrying this one around ever since I got it, and they both carry easily, especially when I'm putting them in like my Maxpedition Platy. I slide this in right here, put the little pocket clip. You don't have to use a pocket organizer, guys. It has a pocket clip that's very nice, and you can just slide this into your pants. But I got the full size right there. It doesn't really make too much of a difference to me if I switch this out and I slide the Mini. I do save a little bit of space and a little bit of weight, and it does ride a little bit lower, but it really doesn't change the overall carry package of this Platy. And I'm sure the same could be said for any pocket organizer that you're carrying around. This will actually just give you a little bit more space and take a little bit of weight off, because there's obviously a weight difference between the two. Obviously a little bit heavier, a little bit lighter. So if you're weight conscious, things like that, or even just pocket size conscious, definitely look at the Mini. It's a great little tool. It has all the flexibility that the regular one has, and and you can customize it to what your EDC carry needs are. Okay, again, they have a multitude of tools. They have a multitude of blade options. Right, you have left or right-handed blades. Like this is set up. I think I did say that at the beginning. So this is set up as a left-handed blade, right? So you guys can see there, you got your blade you know, thumb stud, if you will. So I can come in here, open up the blade with my left hand, no problem. That's nice, awesome for left-handed people. If you're right-handed, they have the same style blade, but with the thumb stud on this side, so it'd be on this side. So you can, just like this one, you can open it with your thumb, like so. So you know, it's cool that you can pick if you want left or right-handed carry. You can put these tools in any order you want, with the exception of the blade. The blade's either got to be on the very left or the very right. Okay, but they do have tons of different blade options as well, different blade shapes. They have sheep's foot, spear points. There's like a hawkbill style blade. So that's very awesome that you know, depending on what you do, you can choose a style blade that you need, or you can not carry a blade at all. You can literally, they have a ton of like bicycle tools. You could just load this thing out. If you're an avid bike rider, load this thing out for biking. If you're an avid fisherman, they have a ton of fishing tools. Load it out for just fishing. Put it in your tackle box. So I really love the modularity of this tool, the ease of using it. Like I said, it's just such an easy thing to do to switch a tool out. Rock that out. Again, show you guys just how quick it is. Now I'm locked in, close, I'm done. That's it. So I really, really like that feature of being able to switch stuff out quickly and easily. Once you get used to rocking that tool back just a little bit and popping it up, it's easy to fix it, or not fix it, but put it back together. And there you go. Blades back in. Guys, if you're interested in picking one of these up, I will have a link to ROXON's website down below. I'll also try to put a link to, I think they're on Amazon as well. I'll put a link to that if it's there for Amazon. If you guys are interested in picking up either the mini or the regular. They also have some actual larger multi-tools, like Leatherman style tools. I did a review on the ROXON Spark, which I left in the house. I should have brought that out. But that's a cool multi-tool as well. Definitely to go check those out as well. ROXON's coming up, guys. They're coming out with some really good, high-quality stuff. Very easy to use, very user-friendly. I guess easy to use, user-friendly would be the same thing. But man, I'm digging their stuff, guys, and their customer service is really good. I haven't had any issues dealing with them. They've been super nice. Niha, you know, if you're watching this, thank you. You're awesome. You know, she's a great gal, guys. She's super nice, and she's always so friendly and helpful. So if you ever get the chance to talk to her, if you're contacting ROXON, you know, she's pretty awesome. But guys, definitely go check these out. For the price that these come in at, I don't think you can beat them. They come in at a very, very nice price point. Lots of options. These tools aren't very expensive. Like the extra pieces, right? Let's say you want to buy the little fishing tool. I think depending on which one it is, they range anywhere from, I think, like $7 to $10 for a tool or a blade. You know, that's a really good price, guys. So you can build these out very nicely. One thing she did mention, I think if you guys go back and watch my Blade Show Atlanta 2025 video, they are coming out, like, so let's say you have the companion, they do have some colorway options that are coming out where it's literally just the frame. So it'd be just the frame without any of the tools. So let's say you have the black one, you're like, man, I really want purple now. You can buy just the body, take all your tools out, put them in, now you got a purple one. Which saves you a little money because now you're not having to rebuy the whole tool with a bunch of the same tools that you already have. So it's very cool that they're doing that as well, because like, let's say I decide down the road I want green, purple, whatever colors to come out with, I can just buy the body. I still have all my tools, switch them over, good to go. Saves me a little money. So that's very nice that they're doing that. And I'm hoping that pretty soon here with the Mini, they're going to have the same thing, different body options that you can buy. So guys, definitely go check out ROXON, guys. Very cool. Loving their products, guys. And like I said, I'm carrying them around quite a bit. That's the Flex Companion. Here's the box for the Mini. Like I said, it came with this extra little tool here. So you can set it up how you want. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Stay safe, stay bright, and carry on.